In an era where the world teeters on the brink of chaos, a shocking and unprecedented event has erupted, sending tremors of fear and disbelief across the globe. The skies above London, once a symbol of bustling modernity and unyielding resilience, have been darkened by an inferno so menacing, so inexplicable, that it defies comprehension. Heathrow Airport, the beating heart of Britain's aviation empire, lies at the mercy of a devastating blaze, an enigma cloaked in suspicion, with whispers of Russia's shadowy hand steering this calamity toward an unthinkable crescendo. What began as a routine day has spiraled into a nightmare of apocalyptic proportions, and the world watches, breathless, as investigators scramble to unearth the sinister truth. Before we plunge deeper into this abyss of intrigue and terror, allow me to issue an urgent plea: love Britain? Then subscribe now. Don't let our countryside fall, our heritage fade, or our dreams crumble. Your click is your stand for this great nation. Do it for Britain, now! The saga begins with the first tendrils of smoke curling into the sky, a sight that, at first glance, might have been dismissed as a minor inconvenience. Yet, as the minutes ticked by, those wisps morphed into a roaring beast of flame, its insatiable hunger consuming all in its path. Heathrow, a colossus of steel and glass, a gateway to the world, was brought to its knees. Flights grounded, passengers stranded, and an eerie silence descended where once the roar of jet engines reigned supreme. But this was no mere accident, no trivial spark gone awry. No, dear reader, this was something far more malevolent, a calculated strike, a dagger thrust into the heart of Western civilization, and all signs point to the Kremlin's icy grip. The closure of Heathrow is not merely a logistical nightmare, it is a wound inflicted upon the very soul of Britain. Emergency services, those valiant guardians of order, descended upon the scene with a fervor born of desperation. Firefighters battled the inferno, their silhouettes swallowed by walls of flame that seemed to mock their efforts. Witnesses speak of a deafening explosion, a sound so visceral, so earth-shattering, that it reverberated through the bones of those unfortunate enough to stand nearby. Was it a bomb? A missile? Or something even more diabolical? A weapon forged in the secretive layers of Moscow's war machine? The questions multiply like shadows in the night, and the answers remain tantalizingly out of reach. Let us pause to consider the implications of this disaster. Heathrow is no ordinary airport. It is a linchpin of global connectivity, a nexus through which millions pass each year. To cripple it is to cripple the West itself, to sow discord and panic among nations already strained by geopolitical strife. And who stands to gain from such chaos? The answer looms like a specter on the horizon: Russia. Under the iron fist of Vladimir Putin, the bear has sharpened its claws, its ambition stretching far beyond its borders. This fire, this closure, reeks of sabotage, an act so audacious, so brazen, that it dares the world to respond. Could this be the opening salvo in a war we have long dreaded but refused to name? Investigators now swarm the smoldering wreckage, their faces etched with grim determination. Every charred fragment, every twisted shard of metal, holds the potential to unravel this mystery. Early reports hint at foul play, traces of accelerants, whispers of foreign interference, but the authorities remain tight-lipped, their silence a deafening roar in its own right. The public demands answers, their voices rising in a chorus of outrage and fear. Was this an inside job, a traitor lurking within Britain's own ranks? Or did Russian operatives, those masters of subterfuge, infiltrate the nation's defenses with chilling precision? The possibilities are as endless as they are terrifying. Picture the scene: a bustling terminal reduced to ash, its once gleaming halls now a graveyard of shattered dreams. Families torn apart, their reunions delayed indefinitely. Business tycoons pacing in fury, their empires teetering on the edge of collapse. And above it all, the specter of smoke billows into the heavens, a grim testament to humanity's fragility. The economic toll alone is staggering: millions, perhaps billions, hemorrhaging from the coffers of an already beleaguered nation. But the true cost lies in the erosion of trust, the gnawing suspicion that no corner of the world is safe from the machinations of those who dwell in shadows. Let us turn our gaze to Russia, that enigmatic titan whose motives remain as inscrutable as the depths of the Siberian tundra. For years, the West has watched with bated breath as Putin's regime flexed its muscles: cyber attacks, election meddling, poisonings on foreign soil. Each act a brushstroke in a portrait of unrelenting ambition. Could this fire be the latest masterpiece in their gallery of malice? Experts speculate wildly, their voices trembling with a mixture of awe and dread. Some point to recent tensions, sanctions, military posturing, the ceaseless chess game of global dominance, as motive enough for such an assault. Others whisper of a grander scheme, a prelude to an invasion that could plunge the world into darkness. The fire itself is a character in this grim drama, a relentless force that defies containment. Hours stretch into an eternity as it rages, its fury fed by an unseen hand. Eyewitnesses recount scenes of pandemonium, screams piercing the air, the acrid stench of burning fuel clawing at their throats. One survivor, a young mother clutching her infant son, spoke through tears. It was like the end of the world. The flames were everywhere, and no one knew why. Her words echo the sentiments of a nation gripped by uncertainty, a people left to wonder if this is but the beginning of a far greater reckoning. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting an ominous glow over the ruins, the investigation deepens. Forensic teams pore over evidence with the precision of surgeons, their findings cloaked in secrecy. Rumors swirl like vultures, some claim a drone strike, others a planted explosive. The involvement of Russia grows more plausible with each passing hour, fueled by a history of hostility that stretches back decades. Cold War echoes resound in this modern tragedy, a reminder that old enemies never truly fade, they merely bide their time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The ripple effects of Heathrow's closure extend far beyond Britain's shores. International flights rerouted, supply chains severed, alliances tested. Diplomats scramble to contain the fallout, their hurried meetings shrouded in an air of desperation. The United Nations convenes, its chambers alive with accusations and denials. Russia, ever the defiant provocateur, dismisses the allegations with a sneer, its spokesman weaving tales of innocence that fool no one. Yet the absence of concrete proof gnaws at the resolve of those who seek justice. How does one wage war against a phantom? And what of the people, those ordinary souls caught in this maelstrom? Their lives appended, their futures uncertain, they turn to one another for solace. Social media erupts with theories, each more outlandish than the last. A secret weapon unleashed, a conspiracy spanning continents. The hashtag #Heathrow horror trends worldwide, a digital lament for a world on the brink. Amid the chaos, heroes emerge, first responders risking all, volunteers offering aid, but their efforts are dwarfed by the sheer scale of the disaster. This is no mere fire. It is a harbinger, a warning etched in flame and ash. The clock ticks onward, each second a heartbeat in this unfolding saga. March 21, 2025, will be remembered not for the promise of spring, but for the day the world glimpsed its own vulnerability. Heathrow stands as a monument to hubris, a testament to the folly of believing ourselves invincible. And Russia, that brooding colossus, watches from afar, its intentions veiled in a mist of intrigue. Will this be the spark that ignites a global conflagration, or merely another chapter in a story of ceaseless provocation? Only time will tell, but one truth is inescapable. We are no longer safe, no longer untouchable. As investigators toil and flames subside, the world holds its breath. The closure of Heathrow is not an end, but a beginning, a clarion call to awaken from our slumber. We must demand accountability, unearth the culprits, and steel ourselves for what lies ahead. This is not a time for complacency, but for action, for vigilance, for unity in the face of an enemy that knows no mercy. The fire may fade, but its embers will smolder in our collective memory, a scar upon the fabric of history. And so, I return to you, dear reader, with a final entreaty. This story is far from over, its twists and turns yet to be revealed. Subscribe now, lend your voice to the chorus, and stand with us as we confront the abyss. Together, we can pierce the veil of deception, hold the powerful to account, and reclaim the future from those who would see it burn. The choice is yours. Will you watch from the sidelines, or will you rise to meet this moment? The flames have spoken. Now, it is our turn.